Okay, so we get out of the Age of Ultron story, and there's just a few levels for us to free play through before we can start going into the free roam area and looking for all the unlockables that are there. So we're going to be taking Tony Stark and evidently Sam Wilson into Captain Marvel's level, which means that, yeah, we're not taking Captain Marvel into her own level necessarily. Again, I've kind of become a Carol Danvers fan over time. So, you know, if I went back and did this again, maybe, you know, I would appreciate this level more. But for right now, we are just going to be going through, trying to get the unlockables and all that stuff. So here we are. Here's the first part of the stage. Okay, so Pound Cakes is ready. You remember last time we were here, we ran around and got the True Avenger bonus. So we shouldn't have to worry about that. So we can just focus on what's going to lead us to all these mini-kits. And for that, we're going to bring in the Iron Man Mark 42 suit. Yeah, I know, I could have set it up to start off with the suit, but I kind of like its particular suit animation. And now we're going to switch away from Iron Man and completely negate the whole purpose of that, because we need someone who can dig. Now, granted, we could go to Iron Man's Mark 25 suit and do it that way. Or at least I think we need someone who can dig. It looks like a dig spot. We'll let Black Panther wander around New York City here. Okay, that would be a Thor thing eventually. And we get two Captain Americas. Alright, we need a telekinetic guy for this particular plant thing. And Vision found a mini-kit for us, as he is known to do. Okay, and just making sure there's nothing around here that I need to check on. Okay, clearly there's something around here where this sprinkler is. But that sprinkler needs to be powered up by that electronic switch. So we're going to move over here for the time being, and maybe we'll get back. You know, you can pretty much ignore Pound Cakes in the early part here. She's going to throw stones at us, but, you know, it's not going to do too much of a problem. Again, you know, there's just moving through. Some of these things are just really hard to see in the back there behind these plants. Okay, there's a speed pad. Now, we have not had a speed character in this level up to this point, so let's go get everybody's favorite created speed character. And Iron Bulldog runs around the edge and gets the mini-kit. So we've now got another mini-kit. So now we can move over here and see what's going on. I can't tell if it's a dig space. Oh wait, hold on, we blew it up. So it's not a dig space. Alright, then we have another... Got another thing down here. Again, it's really hard to see with the green of the backdrop. And Stan Lee's evidently in this hole. So we will get one of Stan Lee's favorite characters, Spider-Man, to go liberate Stan from the hole. Remember, because this is a DLC level, there's no red brick to find, so we don't have to look out for the collector. Oh, okay. I see what's happening. It's a mole popping out of the ground, and you have to time it so you hit the mole while he's up. That's sort of a callback to Lego Marvel Superheroes, where there were a couple of games, one I think involving Groot, where you had to shoot things coming out of holes. But that'll throw a little bit of a wrench in it, because you can see if you get too close, the mole won't emerge, so you have to hit him from distance. So Spider-Man's not a bad guy to use here, particularly since he fires things at a lower trajectory than does Vision. There's evidently a mini-kit associated with this flower patch. Okay. Doesn't look like we're getting to it. Now there's a dig spot. So go into Black Panther here. Do some digging. Now we need a mechanic. Unfortunately, we picked up Tony at the beginning of the level. Well, he got hit by pancakes in the head immediately. And there we go. We just needed a self-propelled lawnmower to kill all the flowers. Good job, Tony. Good job. Alright, so now we've only got 3 more things associated with mini-kits to mess with. You know, a mole or 2 to shoot down. So we gotta back away. There we go. We get Vision to shoot that mole. And then there's one more mole on the field over here in the back. And again, I'm trying to shoot him from far away because we get too close and the mole will run away. So we get the 5th mole, and that gives us the mini kit. Alright, now to progress through the level, we need to cut through the gold wall here. But to get the last mini kit, we need to figure out what the deal with this box is. So, I mean, clearly there's an electric switch in there for Thor to use. Or, in our case, probably not Thor, since I maintained my prejudice against Thor. Alright, so let's see if this thing also functions as an Ultron box. Ultron called in his goons here, which is kind of cute. Fortunately, this is not an Age of Ultron level, so we're not going to be confused. We're going to call it the Mark 42 again, because it doesn't appear to be an Ultron box, so maybe we need to blow it up with somebody who can blow up silver objects. So we'll try to target it with Tony. That doesn't seem to be working either. I mean, it's clearly glistening. Okay. Oh, it is an Ultron box. Okay, we just weren't in the right spot. Alright, so Ultron gets the cosmic bricks, to go, and we will grab Beta Ray Bill in order to harness the power of his hammer to charge up the electricity. Again, I'm not a big fan of Thor, but I do like Beta Ray Bill. because he's not really horse themed, but he does have a horse. Again, a horse head or a horse skull for a head. And where, you know, I don't really think that mythological gods should be in the comics. I have no problem with strange, genetically altered aliens. So it's going to be Tony and Beta Ray here. And right now, we're just kind of milking some extra studs. You'll notice we have a ×8 stud multiplier on. This is purely just to get some more studs for unlocking red bricks. We already have the True Avenger bonus for this level, so I don't need to show you how that works. Okay. Let's see if we can remember what we need to do to advance the story now that we've pretty much messed up everything that was hiding something in this first part here. Oh, there we go. Okay, back over here to the Golden Shed. And there is some Hulk handles and a Captain America shield point. Yeah, that's not going to work there. That's also not going to work. She can do it, though. Captain Marvel has the ability to lift these big things. Now, I do not know if Miss Marvel has that ability. Yeah, I really didn't use Miss Marvel that much, and, you know, I haven't unlocked her here on purpose so that, you know, we can unlock most of the characters together. Alright. Now we set off the water fountain, which for some reason will attract pound cakes. I don't know why. I'm sure it's something in her character. Evidently no one gets to have exciting fountains when pound cakes is around. Either that or pound cakes just can't resist playing in fountains. Okay, so now we're in the pound cake's boss fight. And I'm going to change to Spider-Man because of this little adventure sensor here, but it's not going off because it's signaling well, it's not really a super move. It is signaling something unique to this level. So we need to do that, and then, of course, now we have Tony Stark and Iron Man on the field, which is a little bit weird, and Pound Cakes just keeps obliterating everybody over there. So we're going to run her around a little bit. You can't hurt her. You have to weaken her by getting her to investigate this thing over here first. Okay, that time she killed both Tony and Iron Man in one charge, which is pretty impressive. So we're going to bring in Carol, because I think it is a Carol-specific little point here. She's going to play the old Olay trick with Pound Cakes and give her a little bit of charge. And now we're free to hit Pound Cakes. And once she has 1 bar of health left, she will make a run for it and engage us in a quick time duel up here at the top of this arch. Again, this is a Carol Danvers specific thing. So, you know, maybe I did end up using Carol a little bit more than I suggested that I would. Captain Marvel, as in the DLC, is one of the most versatile characters in the game.
That's Pound Cakes taken care of.
I don't know about Miss Marvel just because since I had Captain Marvel, I really wasn't necessarily keen on test driving Miss Marvel, even though Miss Marvel is one of my favorites in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which of course is a different game, but one that we're also slowly working through sort of the same time that we handle this. Alright, so now we've got Carol and Tony. is not a bad team to have, although Carol and Tony's powers somewhat overlap, although Carol cannot destroy gray objects. Or silver objects, if we were to get there. But she can fly, she can shoot, the gold cutting lasers. And she's the ability to shoot, heat-laden projectiles. So, giving her Captain America as a partner character really made a lot of sense, because that was one of the few abilities that she could not do. Alright, so now we're going to be invaded by the Kree, which is exciting. I remember the Kree being somewhat bluer in Guardians of the Galaxy, but, they might be green in the comics, I don't know. What's interesting to me about Magnetron, the villain that's shooting at us here that we're about to hit for the first time, there's not all that much different between his get-up and the get-up of the original Captain Marvel. Which, since I didn't read the comics at one point, made me think that maybe they were the same guy, that Magnetron was simply Captain Marvel turned evil. It took a couple of Wikipedia articles to tell me that no, that was not indeed the case. And we are still a little ways out from the Captain Marvel movie. I think it's aimed for 2019. Okay, so we've blown up 2 golden satellite dishes. We need to blow up 1 more in order to get one of these things. And really, we need to make sure we don't hit Magnetron. Right, we'll go in with Quake, and it turns out that this glass box that we need to get into doesn't really behave like a glass box. So that's going to be a little bit interesting. It also doesn't have a white arrow pointed at it, so maybe it's not important for that. And it looks like it's not, because we now have all but one of the minikits that we need, and we're looking down for the last one. And here's a glass object. So what do you know? We got Quake in the action after all. Quake, who I also learned on Wikipedia, has a slightly different history than the way it's portrayed on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Alright, we're going to let Sam Wilson help in getting rid of Magnetron here. Unfortunately, Sam was turned into Carol Danvers by Magnetron, so that was kind of devious of him. And to fly down there, we are going to go into the Iron Patriot. I've also learned a little bit about the Iron Patriot armor. Evidently, it's not a Colonel Rhodes only event. In fact, in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, Norman Osborn wears the Iron Patriot armor, which is just a little bit weird. But it might be the actual origin of the suit. Of course, they don't have the rights to Osborn because he's a Spider-Man character, or at least they didn't until recently. But I like the Iron Patriot suit. I like Rhodey in the Iron Patriot suit. I don't think there's a significant difference between it and his War Machine suit from the Age of Ultron movie that they include in the game. So even though I used War Machine a lot in LEGO Marvel Superheroes, I use Iron Patriot a bit more in this game. Alright, so we're going to summon Captain America's hover bike. I guess it's not totally inappropriate for the Iron Patriot to be piloting a patriotic vehicle like Captain America's hover bike. And of course, it's always nice to have the Iron Patriot's fighting abilities when fighting these groups of Kree. Okay, we've knocked Magnetron down the second time, so he's going to retreat one more time. At this point, we have all the minikits, so that's not a big issue. We've rescued Stan Lee. Of course, he's still giving Carol Danvers a headache. I wish he would stop doing that. There we go. Okay, I forgot about that from the story. So that it was important that we didn't destroy that too soon. So we have to use all this stuff, I assume, to take out Magnetron. Well, I'll say that. Could there we go. Yeah, there's all the stuff. This is the trampoline kit. How do you build a trampoline? You destroy your garden shed, and magically the pieces form into a trampoline. That's how it works. Now you can see some of the helpfulness of having the stud multipliers on. Okay, there's a Captain America spot. Of course, we're going to need a... Yeah. We're going to need someone other than the Iron Patriot for that. Why not the former Falcon? Okay, Sam Wilson shot Magnetron down pretty quick there. You know, unlike War Machine, who you could play in LEGO Marvel Superheroes, you couldn't play with the Falcon unless you got the DLC. So... you know, getting your fix of Sam Wilson is easier in this game than it is elsewhere. And that does it. We've unlocked the achievement for getting all the minikits in the Captain Marvel level. So we've unlocked her comic book, and now we can proceed to the other DLC levels that we haven't yet shown in Freeplay, which I think is the Doctor Strange, and then we will finish things off with a trip to Wakanda to once again traverse the world of the Black Panther. I'll see you guys then,
Once more, the
next
world
time.
is safe, and the heroes have saved the day.